Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is going to bring you a closer look at the DCI number 845 self-latching set of flush bolts in a US32 finish. First, about the finish, it's available in all of the common finishes: your brass, your bronze, your chrome, satin, stainless, polished stainless, obviously. So all the common architectural finishes. This is a pair, top and bottom, of self-latching bolts. You're going to have a couple of bolt bodies here. These are really the business end of the unit. One is going to have a trigger on it, and the other has just got this push button. Now, let's focus or start at the top of the door. The push model is the self-latching part. So what you're going to have is, in the header installed, is a T-strike that will have a lip on it. Okay. The bolt head, once it's installed, and both of the bolt heads are identical. Okay, they're going to, once threaded into the door and installed, threaded into the body and then installed in the door, will, because of the lip on the T-strike, be the self-latching definition of this. The door will close, make contact, that plunger will depress, allowing it to lock into the door. How you will disengage it is simply just pushing the button. Otherwise, whenever the door is closed, it will be latched. That's how the top is going to work. The bottom is also self-latching, but in order for the bottom to latch, it needs the active door to latch closed. Now, the bottom latch requires that the active door close. So again, the same bolt head as the other unit, except that there's no provision on the sill for a lipped T-strike. There's only a mortise strike. It's surface mounted as well, but a mortise strike. So that bolt is going to fit into here. So because you have a trigger, that active door has to close. Push that or depress the trigger, and it will extend the bolt. Okay? When you open the active door, this is retracted, but you're still locked, which is required, obviously, for fire-rated installations. How you would then, of course, unlatch or disengage the inactive door is simply pushing that button, and then you'd be able to swing the door open. Okay? They have to be installed that way. Top is the bolt that you push. You're going to have two face plates. Obviously, the round is for the top version. This is for the bottom flush bolt for the trigger. Again, your T-strike for the top, your mortise strike for the bottom. You will have then a scar plate. That is going to be installed on the edge of the active door so that every time it closes, you're not marring the edge of the door. This literally gets surface mounted onto the edge of the door. Okay, and connects there. You're going to get screws for everything. You're going to get the guide plates required for installing the material into generally an inverted bottom channel in a hollow metal door, or of course you would mortise out the top of the door, or the top of the door would be specifically prepped for this plate for the bolt head to go through. Okay, a couple of plates, they're typical, common, required for installation. Sometimes if you're doing a hollow metal door, the hollow metal door is already prepped for that sort of bolt head and you don't really have to do much. But the realistic aspect of that is that if that's going to be ordered that way, you have to specify the type of bolts, because generally flush bolts will have round heads and you want to be sure that you've got all that correct. Now, there is a link below this video to a document called Template, which will give all of the dimensional properties of the unit. The important things to know is that these are the typical and common 12-inch flush bolts. Top or bottom of the door to the center of the face plate is 12-inch. The face plate dimensions are the typical, ubiquitous, common 6 3/4 by 1. 6 3/4 by 1. Okay. Your preparation for these will be the typical sort of prep that you would have 4 flush bolts in a door to a great extent. Now these are for metal doors, or what these are for. They're specifically intended for metal doors. Mortising these for wood doors, this is the wrong flush bolt for wood doors. You would use a different bolt from DCI for wood doors that would feature a corner sort of mortise requirement in a door, so that the door can not only be mortised to fit the hardware correctly, but be mortised to fit the hardware correctly in such a way that it doesn't violate the fire rating of the door. Non-handed with free floating cam. This is a item, meaning you can install these on left or right hand inactive doors. Left hand reverse, right hand reverse. Engineered to function in high frequency areas with minimum maintenance. They're set it and forget it sorts of hardware. Minimal force to activate the bottom bolt. That's true. A door closer will be able to make that close. Okay. Manufactured with an override feature to prevent damage of the door or bolt, and I'm reading the extended description below this video. What that means is this. If the bolt is extended, meaning the door is closed and the bolt's extended, it has an override feature that will prevent damage from the flush bolt itself. There is a double spring mechanism that will allow it to push down, but should it be overcome with force, it will give way so that it doesn't damage itself. The top and bottom, of course, are the same way. Okay. When that is closed, that will retract so that it doesn't become damaged at all. Okay. Let's see. These are UL listed. They're up to 3-hour fire rated for use in metal doors, and do have that typical curved lip strike. The link to the template is going to give you the dimensional properties of all of the piece parts that are involved, so I won't beleaguer the points here, but the bottom line is, if you're manufacturing doors for these, you'll want to forward the template to the steel door shop or manufacturer so that they can prep the door accordingly. If you are replacing them in the field, obviously if you've got a set of self-latching that mimic this, and then you test the dimensional properties against of your existing against the template, you will then exclude any possibility of getting it wrong, so to speak. Okay. Now, these are very easy to install, very simple. They are available with longer top rods should you need. If you had an 8-foot door, obviously a 12-inch rod would be inappropriate for that because you still need to reach up and engage it. These can be ordered with longer rods, is the bottom line. Now, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can view not only all of the DCI products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, which is very handy. But finally, a link to the full product catalog. So what I just did was I fired up the product catalog and I did a find function for the 842 bolt. What's handy about that is you will see not only the 842 bolt, but all of its sister products. The 840 single bolt, okay? A reference to the bottom fire bolt that you might be aware of, where there is literally a device that is drilled and mortised into a door with a strike, let's say, in the opposite door, and when the conditions or in a fire hit about a 1400 degree Fahrenheit range, that bolt will project out and lock the two doors together, is the intent of that fire bolt, and that is referred to there. We talked about wood door applications before. You'll see that on the page after that. That's going to be your 942 series, and that would be the appropriate set for a wood door, and you'll be able to see that. And then other automatic, both manual and automatic flush bolts from DCI. If you have any questions on DCI products, please feel free to reach out to us. You'll get other specifications in that catalog, and then you'll also, of course, familiarize yourself with the rest of what they do. Here's the summary of DCI. When it comes to trim and auxiliary hardware, and you're looking for excellent price, excellent quality, excellent shipping lead times, and excellent customer service and technical support, DCI is absolutely a no-brainer. Absolutely the easiest thing that you'll do. I would look to them first and often when it comes to these sorts of hardware, door stops, bolts, and the other items that they sell. You'll find also that they are the manufacturer of the Panex series of exit devices, and it's probably, if you're in construction, you've certainly run across the Panex name when it comes to latching exit devices, and that is indeed DCI. The catalog has all that information there as well. If you have any questions on the DCI number 845 set of self-latching flush bolts, or any other DCI product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.